There's only one rain scene in Dragonwyck, but it is beautiful. The storm is depicted from outside first, then we cut to inside, where the rain appears to be lit. This scene sets the standard for rain scenes.
There's no thunder in the world like the thunder of the Catskills.
I wish I was in that room at that moment.
I always loved the rain scenes in movies. So moody and erotic. What is it about rain that pushes these buttons? It's an inconvenient weather condition. People run through the rain so as not to get wet. They huddle in doorways or cover their heads so as not to get drenched. And yet, it brings lovers together, creates an atmospheric shell around them. It moistens and softens their world.
Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love is a movie both nostalgic and tortured, a Taiwanese brief encounter. The lovers, both married to other people, meet when they rent rooms in the same rooming house. As fate would have it, they keep bumping into each other. For much of the movie, we simply follow Maggie Cheung's magnificent ass, so curvaceous it enhances any fabric covering it. She sways as she goes, narrowly negotiating the tiny passageways of their apartment building. She moves like the rain, hypnotic. Too lazy to cook. Both of them have a habit of going to buy noodles down the street. One night, they're both trapped by the rain. How can they not have an affair? The rain completes them, embraces them, and validates them. Too bad it's a doomed affair. The title character of Louis Buñuel's Susanna is a wild girl. So wild they have to lock her up in a reformatory. But she is aligned with nature, the harshest parts of it. She manages to escape and flees into a world of torrential rain. She finds her way to a mansion where she ingratiates herself with the rich family who live there. Her allure brings sexual tension. The father, the son, the handyman, all vie for her attention. It seems to rain a lot in this part of the world, and the rain reveals secrets and passions and longings. Susanna literally drives men crazy.
Está durmiendo. No lo digo por él, cualquiera. Yo sí lo digo por él. Y esta mañana nos vi juntos en las ruinas. Pues si nos viste sirvió para que te dieras cuenta de que soy libre de hacer lo que me da la gana. No, chiquita. Conmigo no hay de esas cosas. Palabra de Jesús. Uy, qué miedo. No seas tonto. Yo no soy de eso, Susana. Cuídate.
She drives women crazy too, but in a different way. When the lady of the house realizes that Susanna is stealing her husband, she goes into this demonic rage, whipping the girl sadistically. Is her fury mere rage, or pent-up sexual desire as well? Just as often, rain can be catastrophic. The Rains Came is about Brits in India caught up in monsoon season, and the rain drenches the landscape. The characters are mostly rich and fabulous. Being Brits, they're used to rain, but this is something else. Tyrone Power, in a turban, plays a classy Indian guy, and Myrna Loy is the girl. He shows her around, introducing her to the colors and customs of India. Myrna is caught in a sad marriage to stuffy old Nigel Bruce. She needs for something catastrophic to happen. She is also being pursued by mustachio George Brent. Poor Myrna. Her ping-ponging emotions are akin to the monsoon itself.
Hello, Tom.
Throughout, we get indications of impending disaster, as it rains a lot. But then one night, during a fashionable affair, the guests are shaken when an earthquake strikes at the same time as the monsoon, leading to mass flooding and hardship. Here, we see the special effects that won the first ever Oscar for visual effects. Luckily for Myrna, one of the people conveniently washed away in the flood is her stuffy old husband. The dam breaks, and it plunges our protagonists into a water world.
It's a boat.
Where everyone has to row from one house to the next, assuming that some of that house isn't yet submerged. Of course, there's a holy man sitting cross-legged and praying to some god. Typical of Hollywood product at the time that was set in far-off places, the natural beauty of the landscape has to compete with Ooga Booga. It falls on George Brent to be the hero, a role requiring the actor to swim a lot. Earlier, director Clarence Brown established a statue of Queen Victoria in the garden. It gives us a good indication of how much water there is in the backyard. The Rains Came is mostly melodrama, about a woman's emotional fulfillment. But it is also about wealthy colonists washed away by the same floodwaters that drown everyone else. Nature is powerful and not discriminatory. The weather in Hungary is different, apparently. It's always overcast, perpetually depressing, and in black and white. If you are Bilatar, rain in your movies is designed to depress and suppress the characters. Tar, one of the slowest film directors ever, loves sideways tracking shots and a minimum of edits. In Damnation, one of his quicker movies, a man is driven to pursue a married woman, a path which leads him to despair. She tries to blow him off, but then eventually relents. Here they are, going at it, their passion as waterlogged as the dirt roads outside. He goes so far as to set up her husband for a crime, to send the husband away so that he can be free to pursue the woman. But their love does not work out. In the end, he is so morally degraded from the whole experience that he ends up in a garbage heap, on all fours, barking back at junkyard dogs. Tar is a director who takes pleasure in depressing vistas and desperate characters. Rain suits Tar. It makes this movie wet, damp, moldy, longing for sunshine, which both we and the protagonists know they will never see. In Fellini's easygoing and largely fictionalized documentary Roma, a film crew assembles on a roadside. Covered in plastic sheeting, the company, including the camera on a crane, makes their way through the dense traffic while torrents of rain come down on Rome. At the roadside, the usual Fellini-esque suspects, prancing and posing. Mixed in with the cars, a white horse. Fellini keeps music out of the entire sequence. He just lets the natural sounds, including the voices of shouting Italians, to float to the surface. We see a child clutching a mirror for some reason. We see industry. We see ruins. A little later, we see some roadside carnage when a truck carrying livestock wipes out, leaving dying cows on the pavement. Throughout, there are fires. Fire in the rain. It's perfectly poetic. The elements at war with each other. Even without conversation, Fellini creates tableaus filled with interesting faces, forcing us to read into what they might be saying. It's chaos, and it is beautifully orchestrated. The rain becomes a visual symphony, gently distorting the landscape, enveloping everything in droplets. It's as though the images themselves are drowning. A protest erupts, complete with riot police waiting. You'd think that they'd go home with all this rain. Eventually, we find ourselves downtown, circling the Colosseum. A church leader of some sort is in his car. Is he the cause of all this traffic chaos? Are the protesters protesting him? All I know is that Fellini proves for once and for all that rain is a filmmaker's best friend.